Hi everybody, Sarah here from Foster Wiki, and today I'm bringing you my 5 top coaching tips when I'm speaking to carers before they go into panel or before they have reviews or difficult conversations. Now, these are great tips for all the time, and I promise you they are really helping being seen as a professional, holding your own, coming out of meetings feeling that you have held your own. These things will really, really help you. So I've got my list in front of me. Number 1, don't be defensive. It is so hard when you are a foster carer to just be on the defensive all the time. And they will use that against you because usually if you're sounding defensive, you're sounding guilty of something. But we get so much sort of thrown at us and we get so many things said about us that often we feel aren't true or they're opinion based. So do not be defensive. How do you do that? So if somebody says, well, we know you did such and such, or your practice has showed us that something, don't immediately dive in, tell them it didn't happen. They're not, they haven't seen it right. Just take a very deep breath and say, well, that's an interesting perspective on this situation. I don't think we're really in agreement with that. That may be all you have to say, but I'll expand on that in other videos. Number 2, do not overshare. It's so easy for a foster carer, especially when you're in your own home, social workers have made you feel totally relaxed, or that there's a friendship going on. There isn't. That doesn't mean that you're not friendly, and it's incredibly good to have a friendly relationship, maybe with a supervisor you've known for a long time. Many of us haven't. Many of us have new social workers. Do not overshare. You don't need to talk about your own lives. They already know enough, goodness me, from the Form Fs. Don't overshare. Don't overshare about the children. You don't need to go to every single bit of minutiae, because then they'll start to report and record everything you say. So be concise, succinct, say what you need to say, and say no more. Okay, so number 3, no knee-jerk reactions. Do you hear me? No knee-jerk reactions. If you feel in a situation you suddenly want to say something and you're angry, or you suddenly want to email because you're furious about something, stop. Think, stop, sleep on it. Okay, you don't need to have knee-jerk reactions and answer to everything in the moment. Sometimes the next morning you'll feel quite different. I have something that I have in my sort of email folders is my first drafts and my angry first drafts, and all those first drafts you're going to say, get them out by all means in your draft box, but don't send anything, don't do any knee-jerk reactions. Also, to add to no knee-jerk reactions, I'm going to do another one, which is number 4. Be measured in your responses. Okay, so it goes with the other things I know, but it's obvious, but it's not obvious. So, for instance, if somebody asks you a question, you don't have to answer it. We're automatically primed to answer every question. We don't. So if somebody says to you, for instance, it doesn't seem that you've given little Johnny pocket money for the last few weeks. That's what he's saying. Now, what have you been doing in the way of pocket money? Or how come that, you can say things like, I'm just going to take a moment and we'll get back to you on that, because we can then show you our bank accounts, or show you our recordings, and we can show you what's happened there. All sorts of answers can be answered with, I'll get back to you on that. So don't get flummoxed in the moment, feel that you have to answer everything. Stop, think, and you can say, I'll get back to you on that. That's a perfectly acceptable answer. Number 5, and this is quite a big one actually, and it's not one you're probably going to think of. Number 5 is, don't fill the silence. So when there's a long drawn out silence, especially, I don't know what it is about carers, I suppose we're caring, we don't like other people to sit in a difficult situation, but we automatically fill in those silences. So if a social worker asks a question, we go on forever. If they say something and then are quiet, we then fill the silence and go on forever. You don't need to. If there's a silence, sit with it. sit with the silence. Or if you've answered a question, stop and be silent. So for instance, you've said, I'll get back to you on that. That's all you need to do. So do not fill the silence. So those are my top tips for the moment. Don't be defensive. Don't overshare. No knee-jerk reactions. I'll get back to you on that. Not doing my fingers very well here, am I? Don't get back to you on that, and don't fill the silence. So watch out for some more coaching tips, and I'll speak to you very soon. Please press the subscribe button. It really, really does make a difference. So press that subscribe button. Join in the conversation and let us know anything else you want to hear. So goodbye, and I'll speak to you soon.